I know of you. The halls of Asgard echo with tales of your rage.
They ain't heard nothing yet.
Hey everybody, it's Nightsky here, and today we're going to be playing Nightsky. Nightsky is a 2D puzzle type game. Nightsky was designed by Nicholas Nygren, and it has custom music by Chris Schlarb. This game can be purchased off of Steam, and apparently it can also be obtained off of the Wii somehow. I'm not exactly sure, but I actually own the Steam version, and it's pretty accessible, very cheap. I think it was like $8. So let's go into it. In this game, you pretty much control a sphere made out of what appears to be some form of translucent glass or something like that. You have total control of it. You get it to move left and right and go upside down and spin and jump and do all sorts of fun things. Nightsky uses physics that are pretty natural. If you go upside down, the ball is going to go in the opposite direction of the key that you're holding. If you're in a vehicle, which there are lots of, it's going to go in the opposite direction of the key that you're pressing, because whenever you make a wheel on top of a wheel spin in a direction, the bottom wheel is going to spin in the opposite direction. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, there are a lot of perpetual motion vehicles, which are driven by the inertia that you exert on them through the ball. It's a lot of them you can fall off of if you're not careful. And there are a few vehicles that are very unique, like the jumper. There's one level where you have to operate a machine that can not only float a little bit, it's propelled mostly by you using the centrifugal force of your ball to turn the propellers, and also the force from the jumper feet that are attached to the bottom of the vehicle. It'll continue in the direction that you're already going. The vehicles are always fun to operate, especially the flying vehicles. The flying vehicles, you're going to find out, are probably the best vehicles in the game just because of the way they're controlled. The physics on the vehicles are really well done. There aren't very many complaints at all that I can think of about the vehicles. They did a really good job with the physics that this game uses. Now, some people might complain about this game and say, oh, it's just another one of those puzzle games where you have a silhouetted world and you're operating some form of object that you have to get through the puzzles, and it's really familiar, and it's not anything new or interesting. Well, I completely disagree with that, and the fact that I like all puzzle games, because there's no puzzle game that is exactly alike, and if you like puzzles and you like to beat them, you're gonna focus on beating the puzzles regardless of how many other puzzle games there are. I mean, why does it really matter if there's multiple different puzzle games? I mean, how many different shooter games are there, and how many different platformer games are there? You're gonna get mad at someone for making a shooter game, and a platformer game, and a puzzle game, and a nuclear bomb game where you have to catch them with your teeth and throw them in the air and shoot at them with little spitballs that you have out of a straw? No, of course not. I haven't seen anybody make a game like that, but that would be pretty cool. Also, there's a bunch of different things about this game that some people just wouldn't think of, like the whole vehicle thing. That's pretty cool. I'm quite sure there are some puzzle games that use vehicles and similar things to get through the levels, but it's just something that I look at as being a very unique experience, and something that really drives this game forward is its fact that it uses these to the best of their ability. They didn't screw up any of the physics. They don't make me angry whenever I have a ball that goes in the opposite direction of where I wanted it to go, because I realized that I was holding down the key in the wrong direction. Because when you die in this game, you can obviously tell that it's not the game's fault. I mean, it's something so simple as you holding down the wrong key, and you'll obviously straight away be able to tell, oh, I needed to flip the controls so that way I go that direction, or I need to hold down this button, and I can't believe I did that. Oh my god, I held down the speed button, what was I thinking? The music in this game is pretty interesting. There's actually several parts in the game that have music that sound a lot like the theme song for Trolley from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and that's pretty funny in a way. Most of it actually sounds like music that you would hear from bands like Souls Whirling Somewhere. It has a very jazzy, futuristic, kind of contemporary feel. Very awesome music. So as you can see, the puzzles are pretty easy. A lot of them have to do with timing and approach, like this one here. You pretty much have to have your timing down exactly, because you don't have any control over the vehicle. Most of it is all based off of what you can manipulate through the environment with the triggered events. One of the fun things about this game is that no matter how many times you go through a level, you still find something that you can do different that would just give you such a crazy ending, such as you dying in really weird ways, or maybe doing something you didn't even expect, like getting across a gap in a really interesting manner. One of my favorite things about this entire game is the music. It's just so relaxing, and it's just really interesting to get all the effects and stuff all together. It just adds to the whole experience. And watching myself fail is just hilarious. The triggered events in this game are pretty cool. A lot of them are really difficult to pull off at the right time. Some of them will leave you kind of stuck. But as you can see, a lot of the triggered events are really awesome mechanic, just because of the fact that there are a lot of different combinations and possible outcomes of just utilizing the triggers themselves. Like in this situation where I have to push this sled down the ice and use it as a platform to get across gaps that I wouldn't be able to get across. If you get a few people to stand around you, like, you'll notice really quick that even the person standing near you is gonna start going, oh man, I can't believe that happened, or man, just a little bit more and you'd have had it. It's kind of interesting to watch other people get involved in the game, and they're, you know, just watching. Final thoughts about Nightsky? The music is amazing. The levels are so diverse and in-depth. You could just get carried away for hours and hours just playing through the same level. The objects and interaction with the sphere are just so diverse. There's so many different combinations that you can do with your objects and your sphere and the vehicles, and just on and on. The physics are just simply mind-blowing. The fact that they took the time to focus on the small details of the reverse spin of the ball because of backspin, and the normal physics of flight and rebound, and all the different wonderful things that they've included in this game that you just overlook if you just simply play through. But the thing is, if you played through the game and you realized that everything that you were doing was direct cause of the physics, then it would strike you immediately that, wow, this game really had its ducks in a row. I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about this game. There are just a few minor things that could have made this game better. Ninjas. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, I can't really complain. You have two different difficulty settings. I mean, you have normal, and then you have the in-dev, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what it is, but it's awesome. It's like an advanced mode. I'm actually having problems with it, and it's just so great to be able to go back into a game after beating it and realizing that you missed something. I mean, that's always fun, isn't it? I mean, going through the game, and then you having to find the stars, which are like really hard to find, by the way, and then having something that you just completely overlooked and didn't even notice. Now I'm having so much fun with this game again, and I'm actually quite satisfied that I actually spent my $8 just to get this game. and I would actually recommend that anyone who wants to have a really good puzzle game needs to add this to their collection. You really have to get this game. Alright guys, it was really great of you stopping by and listening to me talk about this game, and I hope to see you guys back in here pretty soon. Take it easy.